If you wanted a real Imola recap, this is not it. Welcome to Boxenstopp.
I know there's someone out there looking at me right now going, please give her contacts, please.
Okay, Charles, calm down.
No.
Welcome back. We're back. We had an off week. We had Miami happen. We had it.
I had a fever.
Imola. Stella was sick.
I almost died.
No, you didn't.
I almost died. I had a 102 fever. I do not remember the last time I had a 102 fever. She's gonna laugh because I said last.
But we're back. We're not gonna talk about Miami because who cares about Miami?
Like, the most I will talk about Miami is, wow, that car feels illegal. And then in Imola,
that car feels illegal.
They may have gotten nerfed.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
But it wasn't.
We don't have any notes this time.
We're gonna try
any segments to the side, so
no.
We're going back to our roots.
Yeah.
Right now.
We're also just gonna make it quick. Which
Maybe.
I say
known for yapping.
Yeah.
It's like the whole point of this.
We have a gospel.
We do.
So if you guys didn't hear the news, our favorite corporate mouse.
Oh my goodness.
Is collabing.
I hate capitalism. I enjoy the happiness of going to Disney World.
We may be Disney adults.
I enjoy the
just
happiness of getting to go to Cars Land. I enjoy the happiness of getting to go to Radiator Springs IRL. Okay, I have 95 tattooed on my body. Nothing should come as a surprise here.
No. We love the McMoss.
I had to explain that to a coworker. Today. They're like, why 95? I was like, well, you see,
actually,
school guidance counselor, I really love Lightning McQueen. And they're like, that makes so much sense.
The McMoss is collabing with F1.
McMoss!
We don't know what it is.
McMoss!
It's Mickey and Friends. It's Mickey and Friends.
I think we will later on have speculation time. I think that's what we should do later. In the podcast.
But for now,
in the episode.
For now, I'm gonna read you guys this gospel. This is from Maddox, on X. Toodles flying on track to kamikaze the field, leading to a Leclerc win. That's all you need to know. And I would just like to say,
help us later
with the Martin Scorsese Absolute Cinema GIF.
Oh,
so it's Martin Scorsese.
Yes.
For
this is a surprise tool that can help us later.
Do we want to have speculation time right now?
Crazy concept. No, I think we need to do it after race recap. As a form of joy.
Can I talk my shit about this race weekend? Can I talk it? Is that allowed? I don't want to talk about Miami because as a Leclerc fan,
you do want to talk about Miami?
No, I don't. As a Leclerc fan,
yeah, I was gonna say
it hurt. It hurt a little bit.
It hurt a lot of people.
I am gonna talk my shit real quick about Imola. I just want to say
that's like what we're not paid to do, but do anyway. So
yeah. Can Ferrari figure it the fuck out, please?
Yeah.
Because what was that? Because tell me why that radio literally gave me. It was flashbacks to Monaco. I think it was 23.
Which radio?
Charles.
Oh wait, is it the one where he's like, oh, is this racing now?
No, not that one. That one too. But
Because that one was crazy.
no, the radio where he was like, can I get new tires? And Brian's like, no, we don't have tires for you. We actually don't have those for you. And Charles was like, no, put me on the softs.
Crazy.
Put me on the softs. Like, put me on the softs. And Brian's like, no, they got 11 laps left. Like, we don't have time for that. And then...
Which is even great, because we were under a safety car. So, like, when he was asking, they had more than enough time.
No, 100%. But I think they literally just didn't have tires for him. They, like, just
no, they
didn't. Have it.
Like, they just didn't take that. They didn't take into account that their car would actually perform this weekend. Because, to be fair, the car itself performed. They... Not in qualifying in the actual race.
I'm just so,
like, clearly not in qualifying.
Like, I literally am just, like, at this point, nothing's new, nothing's changed. Same old bitch. Like, this is not our year. Literally, I left last year on a high. Like, I was like, this is our fucking year. Charles Leclerc is getting his WDC this year. And I get meet with, we don't have tires for you, actually. Actually, we don't. Our job to bring tires, we don't have them.
We actually forgot them at the airport. Like, except they're in Europe, so they drove there.
We're in Italy.
Home.
We're in our home. Like, literally Maranello is, like, right there. But we don't have the tires for you.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
We actually don't.
Hold on. I have to, let's see.
How are you Google Mapsing how far it is? Are you? We just don't have a tires. We just don't. And then literally my heart rate. I should check my fucking heart rate. No, I don't think I had my Apple Watch on. But my heart rate while I was watching that. Guys, it's only an hour
and 7 minutes away. Someone go get the tires.
Someone send the intern. It's
an hour and 7 minutes away. Someone go get the tires. What are we doing?
Sorry for the interruption, guys. I have a cat now. I have my cat. He's just gonna sit here with me. No, but who didn't send the intern to grab some spare tires?
Yeah, like, come on, guys. An hour and 7 minutes away. If you drive like an American, you can cut that down to maybe like 45 minutes. Half an hour.
I bet the Italian police would give them a fucking bouquet to get there. You kidding?
They probably would.
They'd give them a fucking police escort. You kidding? But no. We don't get that. And like,
if the police did it, the people would.
And everyone was like so upset that Charles let Lewis pass. Okay, babe, he literally was like, he had to be tire merchant in that moment. He
had to let Lewis pass. Him and Oscar were in the same boat where people were like, why'd they let their teammate pass? Because their teammate had the better tires. Like, no one was catching Max.
Sense.
To be fair.
It makes more sense.
Max had his foot on the gas. Okay, neither Lando or Oscar was catching him.
From like a team,
Lando
from like
had more opportunity.
Yeah, from like a team perspective, it makes more sense to try and get Lewis in the highest position possible for points. Like, we already knew it was inevitable, like that we were not winning that race. But at least the least we can do is get the most amount of points possible.
It's just, it really is crazy to me that, one, that they didn't have the tires, two, that they didn't listen to him when he wanted to be on the softs because we were in a safety car. So everyone was bunched up. He totally could have saved, could have saved
he
could tires. Have. Yeah.
Like, the softs, he could have made them last more than 11 laps. But, you know, it's fine. I'm not mad. I'm over it. I'm ready for the next weekend. I'm ready for the next weekend.
Are you? The parade?
Don't call it a fucking parade.
It's literally a parade.
Is it though?
The change? Yes. The change in position is based off of who pits.
Yeah, and we have 2 mandatory stops this year. And okay, don't say that though, because the only thing is that like Charles was on pole once and crashed. Last year he didn't, but before then he was on pole and crashed. So technically,
okay,
parade.
They can crash or they can pit, and that's the only way anybody's passing anyone in Monaco.
Yeah.
So it's a parade.
Monaco, I remember exactly where I was when I watched Monaco. I remember exactly where I was last year when I watched it. I was not.
That was my intro. My intro to the sport was the parade. And I still kept watching. I could throw shade right now, but I won't because that would have to be cut.
No, go ahead. Throw the shade.
Like, Kimi crashed, and then people noticed a pattern of Oscar and Yuki and Kimi all having issues in their home races, so everyone's terrified of Monaco.
Can we not? We can't. Okay, but who... okay, say the curse continues. Say Charles broke in 1 year. Say the curse continues. Who's crashing in Silverstone then? And
all of them.
And tell me why it's gonna be Lando.
Into each other. All 3 of them into each other.
There's more than 3. There's more than 3, babes.
Oh, there's 4 now.
5.
There's 5.
George, Lewis, Lando, Alex. Technically, Alex.
Oh, but Alex doesn't count for the media, so it wouldn't count.
Okay, Alex, Ollie, but technically not Alex, so 4. But like technically
count
Alex.
Him in the media, so why would I count him now?
Because is he racing under the Thai flag this year, or is he under the British flag this year?
No,
he's under the Thai flag.
Still under the Thai flag. Yeah.
Okay,
he's
then
not gonna change that.
Am I forgetting someone? Are we forgetting someone?
Hold on. Let's look at the list.
I'm like,
Spain,
who are the rookies?
Germany, France.
Okay, yeah.
New Zealand, Canada, Argentina, UK, Brazil.
Yeah.
Italy, France. Okay, yeah.
Okay, we're good. I know, in my mind I'm like, rookies, Kimmy, Gabby, Ollie, Isaac, French.
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 I saw a tweet and it was someone being like, why didn't he get adopted by Yuki Air? And then someone made a Venn diagram, French short.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Isaac is the one in the middle. He's both French and short.
Ferrari had shit strategy, and that's the end of my rant.
Most of the teams, honestly, had shit strategy. It was actually kind of insane to watch. And I think it's because, granted, I didn't watch Imola last year, but I don't think there's usually this much passing in Imola. Isn't there?
No, there is. It's just Imola is so... it's hard to describe Imola.
Is it one of those races where season by season it, like, depends?
Kind of.
Whether it's a parade or if it's, like...
Well, you have to think
exciting.
It only came in... It came back in 2020 and now it's gone. Again.
I know.
They were on, like, they were on the short contract because they literally just needed tracks to race in COVID. Like, they just needed tracks. So, let's just add her back
that
because
it's
sense. It's like up to grade with the FIA. So yeah, I would say Monza is more like Monza's more like Darion, you know.
I saw like a lot of people, and I know Imola is closer to where Kimi is from, but I saw a lot of people upset that Kimi wasn't on any of the promotional, and I was like, odds are they're putting him, and I'll be shocked if he's not on the Monza promotional, because that's the bigger Italian race, so you're gonna put the Italian driver on the bigger Italian race, even though technically this was his home race.
Yeah, it's just because it's closest to his hometown. I believe it's very close to his hometown, if not the same city.
Yes. Well, it's close enough to his hometown that he had his entire class there. Which is so
Dude,
cool.
so
like,
cunt.
Like,
so
the
cunt
class,
of him.
The class field trip. Honestly, the class field trip of, oh, let's go see our classmate race in Formula 1 and be invited by Mercedes into the... Like,
did you hear why he did it?
I love it. I'm obsessed with it. Why?
Did you hear why? Because he never gets to take the field trips with them. So he was like, come hang out.
Don't stop him.
It literally destroyed me. I was like,
I started shaking.
Please, Kimmy.
That's my baby goat. I know that, like, most of them are literally my peers. Like, they're the age of, like, some of my coworkers that I hang out with. And I'm like, I birthed him. I birthed my baby goat.
That's the difference between, like, that's our age difference. Because, like, to me, Kimmy is still baby goat, but I see him as a peer. And I'm like, oh.
Well, no, I see him as a peer, but there are times where I'm like, I feel a motherly bond. Unless it's Isaac, then that's just like, my little brother I give noogies to.
Like, Kimmy and... I would say Kimmy and Isaac, I feel a very strong, like, oh, we had, like, algebra together, and we, like, hung out when we did class. But, like, that was, like, my guys, you know? Like, we went to algebra together, and that is it.
You met up with each other after lunch to walk to algebra together.
Yeah, but, like, other than that, never talked.
You talked to each other.
Never at lunch, never in the hallways when we saw each other, not even like a nod.
Lunch. You were just meeting. You were like, not even, gotta go meet up with my guys after you had talked to your friends that you talked to outside of school.
Yeah. Not even like a nod. Not even like a nod in the hallway when we pass each other going to 6th period after algebra. Right. It's just like algebra, done. We're done. But you're cool. And like on graduation day. And on graduation day, I definitely was like, I'm gonna miss you.
You dabbed him
up. It was like,
it
was like a nice little, okay, gonna miss you. See you never. You know? He's one of those. Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like Gabby was completely. Like, and the difference between them and like Ollie and Gabby is Ollie and Gabby, they would say hi to me in the hallway. You know, like, we'd be passing each other on our way back from U.S. history. You know, like, on our way back from history, we'd be passing each other and be like, oh, hey, like, a nice little wave. Like, a nice, like, oh.
You do the white smile.
Yeah. We'd see each other in the library, and we'd be like, oh, hey, how's it going? And that was it. But, like, Isaac and Kimmy,
you didn't have class with those two at the same, like, they were in your class last year.
Yes.
And like this year.
Yes. Or like last semester even. And you're like, oh.
Right, yeah.
And and you'd give them a handshake after graduation where you're like in your capping out.
Oh,
It was like, do good in the future.
Yeah. Right.
Like, that was the collab group on the presentation.
That's how I feel about, George Russell. I guess our age different shows, because, like, my version of that is, like, George Russell and Lando Norris, and, like...
Who are you dapping up after graduation? Current grid, who are you dapping up versus a handshake on the current grid? You know, Max Verstappen, here's my thing. Max Verstappen, though, out of all of them.
I'm dabbing up Max Verstappen.
No, because to me, Max Verstappen, this would be Max Verstappen.
He's like, getting a hug. He's getting the dab up into a hug.
No. To me, Max Verstappen is like, you have, like, chemistry, like, literal chemistry class with, and, like, you're forced to be in a group with him, and he's the most just, like, outrageous, like, fucking know-it-all, and you literally just have to, like, suffer through it, and he's like, actually, the periodic table is and you're just sitting there like,
we need to find the actually picture of Max for whatever the fuck this bit is.
And then like post-graduation you're like, fuck you, so glad I never have a class with you again. But I know that you're smart and you did a lot better than I. Yeah, and then he's at your college. English, and you're
And it
stuck
turns
with
out you're
him.
going to the same university, and you're stuck in English 101 with him.
Compared to, like,
No,
Lando
but
Norris, Lando Norris is a
personally-
dap. Lando Norris is a dap.
Here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie, I still think Max Verstappen, you dap him up. Because I think he's a know-it-all in terms of, like, academic work, but he's probably chill as fuck
Maybe I didn't give him the time of day. I didn't give him the time of day because I was like, whatever. I know.
To be fair, in high school, I gave everyone the time of day. So.
Which is so sad for you. You deserve better.
I, like, was just, like, one of the quiet kids that, like, everyone knew was nice.
Yeah.
So, like, I was fine with it, you know? Like, it reminds me, one time, I used to sit in a teacher's classroom at lunch. And one time...
That's real of you.
He had to leave early. So I had already had him. And then I go to his other period class during my lunch period. And the substitute was just, like, another teacher covering his class.
No.
And he looks at me and he goes, "Are you supposed to be here?" The entire class goes, "Yeah, she's supposed to be here." Whole class. It was great, honestly. Who would do that? Current grade who's doing that?
I feel like
Alonso, we'll have your back in any lie.
I feel like Lando would have your back in that situation. I would.
Honestly, he probably would. The thing about Lando Norris, he seems like a very nice and very genuine guy, except for when he's opening his mouth about the sport.
Real. Yeah.
And I think that rubs a lot of people the wrong way because they don't know how to take it. Because, like, you'll see things like he'll receive gifts from fans, like he'll receive bracelets from fans and then never take them off. Or, like, well, because they can't wear jewelry in the car. So he'll take it off and actively put it back on. And then, like, he'll open his mouth about the race and he'll say something like, say the car was doing really well. He'll say something like, well, the driver was too. And then you're like, oh, can't you just be a human being? Like, once.
Can't you be nice? Can't you be nice?
Like, not even, and, like, obviously you should have confidence in what you're doing. Because you see it with Oscar, you see it with Max, you see it with, I would say if the car is good for Ferrari, you see it with Charles. Other than that, you see him wanting to die. You have to find a balance between your confidence in yourself and accepting there's an aid in your sport, and it's the car. It's like, what's another sport? Like, you can't play baseball without a bat. You know?
Yeah.
Dumb analogy.
I just wanna put, okay, so I coach
How the fuck
youth
did
softball.
we get here?
I don't know. I coach youth softball, right? Okay, so these girls are 12, 13. And I had one of them ask me if I knew what AO3 was, and I acted like I did not know what that website was. I acted like I didn't know. She called me out. She just texted me Mattie. ... So now I'm really nervous for what she has to say, because she also enjoys Schlatt. She probably shouldn't be watching Schlatt at 13, but...
No, at 13,
but
dude.
She
God,
is.
you're watching someone become us. You are presently watching someone become us.
There's two of them. They're best friends. They're like this. They're like best friends. They dyed their hair together. They did like
They're
a hair...
They're gonna grow up and start a podcast about a sport that they never thought they'd like.
If you wanted a real Imola recap, this is not it.
This is not it. And honestly, Sam, if you take this part and put it at the beginning as a warning, I don't blame you, because this is not it. But also, to be fair, a lot of what happened that was entertaining in Imola was in the midfield. Like, the top three didn't really change. Max was
for those who don't know, this was the podium.
6 to 12
Max,
seconds ahead.
Lando, Oscar.
Max, Lando, Oscar.
That's who won,
There
and...
is hypothetically a chance that after Miami, the FIA did some investigating into a specific car that no one has been told. I can't remember what it was for. It was like the tire, it was like bodywork, I think, is what it was investigated. And then the McLaren kind of got nerfed this race. There's a chance that car really was illegal, but we don't know. And we may never find out. Oh, it was Franco Colapinto's first race back.
Oh.
He crashed. Not in the race. I can't remember if it was practice or qualifying, but he did in fact crash.
Qualifying.
So Alpine is doing great. They're doing so good with whatever this revolving door is.
Formula Fakers got canceled, and we're not going to talk about it.
We're not going to talk about it, but they did get canceled.
They did issue an apology. You guys can get into it outside of this podcast.
Yeah, there's a lot of nuance that comes with it. Whether you like that fact or not is up to you. There's a lot of layers. And I know a lot of people kind of just stop at the top layer of Formula Fakers bad. And that's all we'll say on that.
Dig into it. If you want to. You don't have to. It's really not that big of a
deal. Yeah, you don't have to. I think the funniest thing I did was in the middle of everyone freaking out about it. I tweeted, "Hey guys, how y'all doing?" But with forward-facing Phineas. I'll supply forward-facing Phineas so we can all see it. I love forward-facing Phineas. It's genuinely the funniest photo I have ever seen. When Tumblr fell, forward-facing Phineas fell with it, and it was a loss for me and my college roommate. What else? Oh, team strategy. We can go back to team strategy. What the fuck was happening at Aston Martin?
I wasn't paying attention to Aston Martin. All I saw was Fernando's, I am the worst driver and I'm the unluckiest driver in the world. That's all I saw.
Which is kind of true. I can't lie.
I just know that they're trying to kill him. That's all I know. Is that they're trying to kill Fernando Alonso.
So, qualifying. Crazy in the sense of Ferrari out Q2. Both Aston Martins were in Q3.
Mm-hmm. I know. I don't want to talk about it.
What?
It hurts my brain.
Well, we have to. We are an F1 podcast. What do you... That was genuinely insane to witness. And, not that Aston can't, Not that Aston Martin can't have that capability, because there was once a time where they were a top team. It used to be the top 5, and then who knows what the fuck happened there. But something went wrong. Did their downfall align with Lord Stroll by the team? Yes or no?
I'm gonna double check.
I'm curious. I'm obviously not gonna blame Lance or Lawrence in any of this, because Lance Stroll is a good driver for what he's given. But I just think it would be a little funny if, Lawrence bought the stocks, and then the team just progressively went downhill.
For Stroll, the situation that Aston Martin finds itself in now is a result of many wrong decisions made over the last 24 months, one of those including a focus it had on chasing peak downforce, which provided difficult to tap into because of the complications of the current ground effect machinery. Aston Martin also has high financing costs.
All of those words.
To pay on top of its operating losses. Yeah.
So they're broke.
Kind of.
And built the wrong car. They're broke and they built the wrong car.
Yeah.
Doesn't Lawrence Stroll have a fuck ton of money?
So it's similar to Mercedes dropping off in 2022. They're just not, the upgrades are just not clicking.
Oh.
They're just not.
Okay, so it's
just not working. The car's just not great. The design.
I'm very interested to see how Aston Martin does next year. I'm gonna say,
Me too, with
although
Newey.
although we have just started this year, for those of you who don't know, Adrian Newey, writer of How to Build An ex Red Bull employee has moved to Aston Martin.
Which was insane, by the way. That's why everyone...
Crazy.
He's
legally
not
he's
allowed
not
to
allowed to work on the 25 car. He's not allowed to work on the 2025 car, which is part of the reason their 2025 car is sitting at P19, P20 if Haas isn't there.
I didn't know that. Sorry, I'm not locked in with the Aston Martin stuff. I'm not locked in. I know that you have
I
friends,
just decided to do research one day.
I know that you have friends.
One day. Yeah.
So I'm not locked in.
Friends.
Yeah. Not locked in like
but,
that.
But yeah,
all I know
so he
is
only
Fernando.
allowed. He's only allowed to work on the 2026 car. So between all of the new regulations and the fact that they have Newey working on their car, it's going to be very interesting to see Aston Martin in 2026. It's also going to be interesting to see if after this year, do Lance and Fernando even want to stay around for that? Because I can't blame them if they don't.
Dude, I don't even know. At this point, I'm scared for when contract negotiations start happening and things start moving around.
That's my favorite part. It's my favorite part, guys. My favorite part. I love it so much. I'm not even lying. Mattie knows I was having the time of my life during silly season.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Except for
entertained.
Yeah. And then your wife.
That happened before silly season.
I know.
Like, really went in.
But now he's going to stock car racing, right?
Yeah, he's going to stock car racing. He's going to race for Verstappen.com racing.
Oh, shit. I love spreading misinformation on the internet. Fuck.
Spreading misinformation on the internet for fun. Hi, I'm Stella. We never introduced ourselves, but I'll do it now. Hi, I'm Stella. I like to spread misinformation on the internet for fun that usually has to do with Daniel Ricciardo. So if you ever see rumors that Daniel Ricciardo is moving to NASCAR, it was probably me.
I'm Mattie, and if
you ever see rumors,
try my best to do the same thing, but it doesn't really work for me. People don't really care, so they care more about her life.
I don't know. The amount of people who I will just randomly, out of nowhere, tweet, Daniel Ricciardo's moving to NASCAR. The amount of people who are like, what do you mean? Where'd you find... I'm like, I'm spreading misinformation on the internet because I miss my wife. That's it. Now, because, for context, today, Daniel Ricciardo is in his reputation era. He's deleting posts. He's only showing up to comment on his girlfriend's graduation post, and then he showed up today so Max Verstappen, what was he testing for?
The Nürburgring. The 24 hours.
Nürburgring. Oh, okay, yeah, it was endurance.
Endurance race, yeah.
Max was testing for an endurance race. Max Verstappen, 4-time world champion Max Verstappen, decided all it takes to go undercover is a fake name. Franz Hermann. So he went to test for endurance racing. Franz Hermann. In the off week. And then today, Daniel Ricciardo posts Frank Hermann. Well, I guess on a video of him driving. I don't have Instagram.
Yes, it's a video of him driving.
So,
I just want to point out that Franz Hermann shows up in Verstappen.com racing with the Max Verstappen helmet of this year. Yeah, you're really undercover, sir. You are an FBI fucking agent, dude.
You know what that feels like? That feels exactly like in Marvel movies where they just like put them in a baseball cap. Yeah, no one's gonna recognize Captain America.
No, even better, it's Hannah Montana. It's literally Hannah Montana. This is literally Hannah Montana.
Is he Hannah Montana?
He put on that blonde
did it
wig. Wrong. God, dude, like girl.
I know helmets are expensive. Baby girl, I know helmets are expensive. You have money. Get a different helmet. helmet if you're gonna be in disguise. And then he, like, took the helmet off anyway, so it didn't even fucking matter.
Like, what are you doing? Why are you just like me?
I'm really excited. I will say, really excited to see where this is gonna go. Because I've genuinely convinced myself of this. And I think it would be hilarious. But anyway, Daniel posted a video of him driving. The first time he's posted in fucking months. That isn't, like, a sponsored story that he definitely, like, had to post for beats, usually. And he captions it Frank Hermann. And then the only person who was allowed to comment is Max Verstappen. So now I'm starting a rumor that Daniel Ricciardo is moving to stock car racing and is going to drive for Verstappen.com racing.
Alright, I just rewatched the video. I muted myself so I could rewatch the video of Daniel Ricciardo. He's in, like, some sort of farm equipment, and literally it's not even his face. It's literally just him.
He's back in Perth, and he's on his farm.
It's literally it. That's all it is.
Perfect. Obsessed. I love it.
It's actually one hand. It's this. That's it.
Perfect. He can do no wrong. And this is right after he deleted more posts too, which I think is even funnier. But I will say, one, right now there's a trend on TikTok and Twitter where it's like propaganda I won't fall for, or whatever. And I was really upset because I was like, I can't partake in this. I'm the person spreading the propaganda. Like, I'm actively starting rumors on the internet for fun. But, like, it's gotten to a point where people will see it's my account and be like, oh, it's like, fucking, don't believe a word she says. And they're never it's not like a Formula Faker situation where it's, like, harmful in any way. It is quite literally almost always just Daniel Ricciardo is going into NASCAR. Because I think that's hilarious. So I then proceeded to post where it was F1 propaganda, I won't fall for it. I'm the one spreading the propaganda, and then it was on another note, and then it was Daniel Ricciardo's.
I hope you know. I hope you know I just had my mic muted. I didn't realize my mic was muted, and I was talking the whole time.
No! I wasn't ignoring you.
No, I know. I thought you were for a second. I was like, damn. I literally went, damn. And then I realized, I was like, is my fucking mic off? And then I looked and I was like, oh. Awkward. Anyways. Anything else that we have?
Oh, the Fernando Alonso radio.
Oh, yeah, we were looking for that.
Dude. Going back, because God forbid these two bitches stay on topic for once in their lives. So they qualified. Fernando was P5. Fernando Alonso was P5, and then Lance Stroll was P8. The way that they did not know how to handle qualifying that high is astronomical, because their strategy, I don't think they had one. I'm convinced. There was just absolutely no strategy. But as the race goes on and they just keep falling lower and lower, they ended. Fernando Alonso ended P11 and Lance Stroll ended P15. So, like, it could be worse. It also could be significantly better, considering that they literally, like, doubled the places that they started in, and then they, like, added one for one of them. But at some point in the race, we get the most heartbreaking, in my personal opinion for this race, radio of, yeah, it's going to be torture, it's a wreck, I'm the unluckiest driver in the fucking world. And it's not what he says, it's how sad he sounds when he says it. Like, it hurts.
Like I said, I'm convinced Aston Martin is trying to kill Fernando Alonso.
I think they might be at this point.
I think they're trying to fuck it up so bad that he...
speculation.
Allegedly, I entirely expect you.
Allegedly.
I think that they are allegedly trying to get him to retire on his own accord because the car is so bad, so that they can get someone else in that seat.
That's possible, but I don't know, because, like, I know you wouldn't want to be the team that, like, gets rid of Fernando Alonso, but they do still have that option. And not for nothing, like, that man is old. Especially in terms of this sport. And I would like it to be known, I had also said that my wife was old prior to him leaving.
Dude, Lewis Hamilton has dementia, apparently. So.
Literally, like, there's
old.
in terms of this sport, there are quite a few people on the grid who are old. Nico Hulkenberg, old. In terms of the sport, he's old. He's also a goat in a tractor at all times. God, I wish I could see what he would do in an actual performing car.
It's funny to me
Old.
that Fernando Alonso was winning his first championship when one of the rookies was born. He won.
Isn't that crazy?
Like, you've been in this
like that,
for that long.
But, like, at the same... People... I will say... How long has Fernando been in the sport?
99? 01? His first season was 2001. So 24 years. He did take some time off.
He did.
He had some side quests.
I think after that, how many seasons is Lewis Hamilton at?
13? 14?
So I think him and Nico Hulkenberg are tied for the after Fernando Alonso. Even Lewis Hamilton is old for the sport at this point. He's still, like, performing, but, like, he's not performing as well as he was when he was younger, and as well as younger drivers.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, this is
crazy.
Just, like all sports, like, and I think people tend to forget that, like with all sports, you age out of this very quickly. If you don't make your mark in your first, like, 5-ish years, while you're still at your physical prime, because under the assumption that you're a Kimi Antonelli or an Ollie Behrman, where you're in here at 18, like, it's a steady decline after that.
Insane.
And that even if your car is performing, like, you as a person, it's not anything against any of these drivers. It's anatomy. You as a person cannot handle this anymore. And I think mentally, a lot of them,
like, I don't know.
Mentally, a lot of them aren't ready to give it up. That's kind of the issue. Like, mentally, a lot of them don't want to give it up, which is understandable. This is your life. This is your dream. This is your career. You don't know what you're going to do after this because you spent your entire life to get to this point. What do I do after this?
I think it's, like, crazy to me. You have to... The way that I think about it when they're, like, aging, okay, how many G-forces they're pulling in that car? Compare that to, like, a Navy pilot.
Yeah.
How old do fighter pilots stay in it? Not very long. Like, they just can't do it no more. And I don't know. It's a rough
not even, like,
topic.
In the sense of Navy pilots. It's a very sensitive topic to a lot of fans because they don't want to see their favorite driver leave. But they're also disappointed in the performance that their favorite driver is giving at the age that they are.
Yep.
So it's kind of, two sides of the same coin. It's either... And I think a lot of people, and it's very hard, and you see this with every single sport, not just motorsports, every single... Dude, I'm going to be fighting tooth and nail when Josh Allen is too old to play. Like... Jalen Hurts. Like, I'm going to be fighting tooth and nail for those two when they're too old to play football, but I will also have to take a step back and be like, okay, someone else needs to have a chance. They're too old. They're not going to perform well, and I'm just going to be upset that my team and my players are not performing well. I'd rather them step out and take a step back and pursue other things, whether most athletes can just fall off the face of the earth. They like do sponsored content every so often, or they become commentators. Like a lot of them will become commentators. A lot of them will move into different aspects of the sport. So like, honestly, Carlos Sainz, like, I wouldn't be surprised if when he retires, he becomes like a race engineer. If that
or
was
like
something he wanted to do.
Or something.
Yeah,
like a strategist.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Like, that's clearly something he enjoys, considering when he crashes, he will go and play that role anyway. It's just a matter of having to accept the fact that at some point, no matter how sad it is, your driver is too old to still be in this.
Damn.
And Fernando Alonso, like, even, listen, I love Nico Hülkenberg.
It's Nico.
He is also getting to a point, granted, I will say, he is definitely still performing, and his cars just are never up to par to what he can do. But at the same time, he's getting too old. And I'll say that badly. But also, how did he get the fucking Sauber to P12?
Good for Nico, dude. Good for Nico. Good for him.
Literally, how did he get the Sauber into P12? And that's what I'm saying, dude, in terms of, like, he is someone who's still performing, but, like, he's still clearly going to be getting too old soon enough. I don't know what. He's obviously not taking drugs to get drug tested, but I don't know what drug he's on. But
He
even Max Verstappen soon.
Nico Hülkenberg took the substance.
He took the substance. I wouldn't be surprised, but like, even Max Verstappen soon, like, and I think
Max is retiring after this year.
He's on his. I don't think after this year, but I do know, or not know, but I have a feeling he's one of the drivers that knows he's reached an age where he's taking time bomb in terms of his performance, especially with the car that he has. Like, when he knows it's his time, he'll say it's his time and he'll go. He won't be stuck in this mindset, which I think is part of the reason he's kind of looking into endurance right now, is because I think he knows that his performance is a ticking time bomb and can go at any moment because he is simply too old. And he's 27. He's not even old. He's 2 years older than I am. So, like, but in terms of sports, pretty old. When you start at fucking 16, 17.
We're saying this as if
this is my peer.
No. And this is not for every sport, okay?
I know. I'm dabbing him up at graduation. This is my peer.
I just want to say, this is not every sport, okay? I understand that basketball players just keep fucking going until they're fucking 85. Going. Same with football. I know football, Tom Brady's washed. Glad he retired. But
even with, I was gonna say, you watch it, the age is different for every single sport, but you watch them become washed before they actually mentally accept the fact that their career is over in that sport. Our speculation. We get to have speculation time.
You said that you had a thought about Mickey and Friends with F1.
I did.
What is your speculation?
I feel like it's safe to assume that there's going to be merchandise. Very safe to assume. But some of my speculation, there's a few. One, Mickey Mouse is going to consistently wave the flag so long as we have the Miami GP. It will almost always be Mickey Mouse waving. In the same way that after every Super Bowl they say they're going to Disneyland, it will always be Mickey Mouse.
I'm going to Disneyland. It's my favorite part.
Like, that is...
They really had Jalen
in my head what happens.
We really had
Jalen went to Disney, and then he was in the parade. Like, and that's another one. I feel like we very easily could see, in the same way for the Super Bowl, we get a parade of the team that won. Or usually, is it the whole... I don't know if it's the whole team or just the quarterback, or it depends on who wants to go. Parade. Not for the winner of Miami. I think it would wait until the end, or whoever, until the end, and we get...
The world champion.
World driver champion?
Max Verstappen in a Mickey Mouse hat. Max Verstappen in a Mickey Mouse hat now. On a float now. Now
Oscar Piastri. With how
I was gonna say
Oscar Piastri.
But just the headband. No, this is the thing. Max would have the hat. Max would do the hat with the logo. It would Oscar Piastri would take the substance and get one of the fun ears. He would get the ears. He'd be fun with it. Wait, hold on. Okay, speculation time. We're playing fun speculation time.
Right, okay, so, as I was saying, parade
Oscar Piastri fun ears like this. For example,
see, I think, like, Oscar, he's gonna be, like, papaya ears. They're gonna, I think they will make ears for the winner. Like, if they're going...
In Epcot, oh my god. Oh my god. Stella, in Epcot.
There's gotta be something with
in
Epcot.
Here.
There has
okay, guys,
to be something
this is the
with
Disney
Epcot
adult in us coming out.
Okay, so we have those. I think something in Epcot would be cool, but also they run the risk of their country not being in Epcot.
No, but think they might just do it, like, in the driver. Like, you have to think, maybe they'll just put it in, like, a cart. You know how they have, like, the festival carts? And it's just, like, each driver, special pair of ears. Oh my god, imagine each driver ears with the numbers. Sorry, I'm eating this fucking up. I'm eating this up so bad.
I can see that being merch easy. But, like, imagine you're pulling up to the, like, you're, like, getting ready to drink around the world. You're about to have the time of your life. For some godforsaken reason, you've decided to start in Canada. You're pulling up to the popcorn cart. You're gonna get your Ottawa apple. You're gonna have the time of your life. You're walking around the pavilion. Lance Stroll. I just see Lance Stroll.
Dude, no. Dude.
Italy. You're going to Italy. You're going to get your wine. Ferrari.
Dude, no, hear me out though. Like, not even like the teams where the countries where the teams are from. Or like, I don't know, but I think they could do something cool with Epcot, and I think that is my speculation. I think they're going
they definitely could. We're definitely blowing this out of proportion. Like, it's gonna be something stupid. Like, it's going to be like merch. Like, that's all it's gonna be. And we're like, here's everything that's gonna happen.
Hear me out though.
But it's gonna be merch, F1, and then it's gonna be Mickey Mouse waving the flag.
F1 Spirit jersey.
See, but like that's not trademarked by Disney, so they could do that anyway if they wanted to.
Well, they should. They should get on that. I love that the mouse had to have his fucking grimy ass paws or whatever mice have.
Oh yeah, he had to have
on
his
F1
paws.
because it was in Florida.
I have been saying, well, not only that, it's in Florida and it's got a rapidly increasing
millennial fan.
No. Audience. Not only a rapidly increasing audience, a rapidly increasing audience of, like, kids. If you read the article, it's a very short article. It's kids, like, 12 to 16. Which is in the Disney age range. Especially, like, the parks and stuff. Yeah. So, it makes a lot of sense. Between the race in Florida and the fact that it has an overlapping, it's like a millennial fan base and then, like, 12 to 16. So, it's, like, a lot of overlap in terms of audience that they both share. It's very mutually,
exclusive?
No. Beneficial. Mutually beneficial. And then also the photo of Romain Grosjean with Mickey Mouse was crazy. I loved it. Anyway, another big idea that definitely probably won't happen, but is kind of a possibility in a weird way. General Motors. So, I have to start at the beginning. Test track. There's a ride in Epcot where you start off by creating a car, and then you test that car. So you're kind of going against the other people in your car. I think it's like 2 or 3 people make a car, and then the front row and the back row both have cars. That you made. and then you go through, like, actual car testing. It's a roller coaster, but you go through car testing, and it's, like, crashing and, like, speed. But General Motors is, it was once presented by Chevrolet. Test Track, presented by Chevrolet. And is now becoming Test Track, presented by General Motors. So it very easily could stay the same. Or hypothetically, it could become F1 based. And I think that would be really fun.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Literally, we don't know. The way it first time made it seem like I know something I don't. I don't know anything.
We don't know anything.
Clearly.
But
I know
if the
people work
corporate
there.
mouse... I know the corporate mouse wants to invite us. Because we...
And then, I would sell out for that. I'm sorry.
Oh, I would too.
Is it selling out if I say I would sell out for that?
No.
Honestly.
No.
I'm very open about the fact that I have Kermit next to me at all times. What did you think I was? Be honest. The answer is
Muppets
Disney.
fan.
Don't wrong. Yeah, Disney. Same difference.
Yeah. My laptop is dying, by the way. It might...
Well,
I plugged it in.
I have one more idea. My other very large idea. Because Epcot is only at one park. And I'm assuming... Actually, I don't know. Because they do have a lot of international parks. So, like, I could see them doing something at all of them.
Oh,
really.
Disneyland Paris?
Especially, like, Tokyo. Disneyland Paris.
Oh my god, Disneyland
Tokyo.
Oh, Disneyland Tokyo would be insane.
Hong Kong.
Give me Yuki Tsunoda merch in
Shanghai.
Tokyo. Disneyland Tokyo.
There is Shanghai. There's Disneyland Shanghai, isn't there?
And with okay, but I kind of knew that something was going to go on when they announced that they were making a new Disneyland in Abu Dhabi.
When they announced that they were making a Disneyland, I was like, it's a ticking time bomb.
Yeah,
I know
it's
exactly
happening.
What's going to come next. It is a ticking time, especially because Abu Dhabi is and probably will consistently be the ending race. They are literally going to, as soon as that park opens.
Oh, yeah.
Make them go straight there. That's where the interview is going to be held. But, another one. Thinking exclusively of the US parks right now. Autopia and Tomorrowland Speedway.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
You just have to get new cars. Like, you just have to get new shells for those motors. And there you go.
Yeah.
Honestly, if any, that's going to be a part of it, could very easily be an F1 rebrand to those two rides. Because I'm pretty sure the cars already kind of look like cars. They're cars.
Oh my god,
Okay,
yeah, no. Yeah, no, agreed.
So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's, like, Autopia presented by F1, or if it's Tomorrowland Speedway presented by F1. That could lead to some very funny videos. Oh, yeah. Because, like, that ride is loud, and that ride is smelly. Kids getting high off the fumes of gas while driving a car.
Yummy.
Right?
They go from destroying their eardrums at the race to huffing some gasoline.
Right, exactly. I do also foresee that, hypothetically, if Liam Lawson makes it past this season, in next year we could see a significant uptake in the amount of promotional content that he does in Radiator Springs. There's also the Cars Rally ride that's opening that they're building.
Oh my god. Lewis Hamilton. Oh my god, what if he's like a special character that comes through? It's the Lewis Hamilton car.
It's the Lewis Hamilton car. Or, well, you have to keep in mind.
From Cars 2.
Actually, Lewis Hamilton was in Cars twice. As two different characters.
I'm talking the one that drives.
Cars 2 as himself. But it would be significantly easier for them to make him Hamilton from Cars 3. In the ride. True. Like, he's talking at you while you're in the ride. And he's Hamilton here.
Great episode, you guys. Thank you so much for watching the podcast.
Speculation time is over. You can find us so many places. Like Spotify or YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please.
TikTok and also Apple Podcasts.
TikTok. I think that's it.
Twitter. That's it. Okay.
Actually, it's X now. Twitter doesn't exist anymore. Bye-bye.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Bye.